in one of my previous videos. I actually took the video down because I had misinformed people, telling them that it was Australian made when it wasn't. But still, for what it is and what I paid for, it is a fantastic knife. It's got a nice solid head on the back of it there, which zoom in, which really good if I needed to bang something into the ground, obviously. It's got a little saw blade on there that worked pretty well. I tested that out, worked nice. Chopping and batoning, or whatever you'd call it, it did the job well. Needed a sharpening, really heavily sharpening after I used it, so it doesn't hold its edge as best as I was hoping that it would, but still, if I was taking one of these out with me, it'd work really well. So, pros and cons, obviously. I'd have to decide what I'd do with it. Here we've got a little wind up plus, what do you call them? It doesn't matter, but it's a flashlight, so well worth having. Don't need batteries. A lot lighter than one that would need batteries, so lasts a long time. That one there lasts half an hour before it needs winding, so it's a really good one. I do have a couple of other ones which I couldn't find, so I couldn't show them. Now, moving down, we've got little hand saw. I'll eventually get one that's a fold-up one, but for the time being, that's the little hand saw I've got at the moment, and it's not too bad for what it is. And over here we've got Winchester knife. I showed these knives in a previous video, but just to show you what knives to put in, that I'd be putting in my kits, I've got a choice here between, I've got the Winchester here, I've got this Spanish one which I showed in another one, but I can't pronounce the name of it. It starts with an M, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but really good. Both of these are stainless steel, so I couldn't use them for striking ferrocerium rods or anything like that, but as cutting tools go, they're pretty good. They're good quality. This Winchester is made in China, but it's made with American steel, so it's a better quality than just your ordinary average Chinese stuff, obviously. So, moving on, we've got my carbon steel German knife, which I made the new sheath for, and I'm not sure if I actually showed that sheath in the previous video. I'll just have a look at it now. So that's the sheath finished. It's nothing special. I will eventually make a better one, but I had to hand sew it, so all the sewing on the back of it's pretty dodgy, but it looks neat on the front, and you only really see the front. Haven't coated it or anything like that, which I really should, but I didn't have anything to coat it with at the time, so that was just one of my first attempts at leather crafting, and I was pretty happy with it. So moving on, I've got over here my two Mora knives. Now, the smaller one there with the plastic handle, good for the fact that it's got that hook on the end there. I'm not going to slice my fingers off, so good thing to have. Both of them are carbon steel blades, so they're really good quality, and both of them cost me less than 20 bucks each. So good quality knives at very low price, and I would take either one of them with me. The wooden handle one's a longer knife. I will eventually make a bushcrafting sheath for it, and yeah, because I'm not really happy with the plastic sheath that it comes with. If I tried to hold it upside down, the blade would just fall out. So it's not so I'd have to definitely make a new sheath for that one. But I would take any one of those, either one of those Moras with me, along with one of these other knives. If I would most likely choose this one just because of the fact that it's my favourite, and I'd put one of these in one of my other kits. So in my big Bugout kit, that one most definitely will be coming with me, along with maybe one of those, and the other one would go into either my day kit or something like along those lines. Alright, moving down, the Bear Grylls knife. Now, there's been a bit of a debate whether or not it's worth having one of those. I love it. It's done me really good. I haven't had any problems using it or anything like that. The only thing I'm not a fan of is that serrated bit there. I hate that. That's just ridiculous, putting one of those on the blade edge. And I mean, I'd rather have a saw and a knife rather than have a saw part on the knife. It makes it a pain in the ass to sharpen the things, and I really don't like it. But other than that, that's about the only thing I've got to really say that I don't like about that knife. It comes with a ferrocerium rod, it comes with a sharpener on the back of the sheath. You've seen videos on them before on YouTube, so I don't need to go into detail about that. Right here, on the last of my knives, is my buck knife, which I got in a knife show at a really decent price. I'm probably going to make a new sheath for it, but for the moment, the sheath is really good, so I don't know if I should bother making a new sheath for it or not. That's just your ordinary 7-inch blade buck knife. It's not big by any standards. It's a really good blade, but once again, stainless steel, so has its pros and cons. Stainless steel is obviously not going to rust on you, and it still sharpens pretty well, but it'd never be as good as taking the German knife there that I've got, or either one of those Moras. So that's the knives done. Now I've gone over my limit, but bugger it. I'll just do this last part, and that'll be the end of it anyway. Actually, I'll make another video instead.